Howdy, everybody. Welcome on into the cargo bay where it's time for a little bit of hobby talk.
Little HT?
A
Little hobby talk?
little HT. I like that,
Oh
VC.
yeah, little HT. Time for a little HT.
Well, we've got quite the program planned for y'all today.
Oh boy, oh boy. Y'all better buckle your seatbelts. We're taking this thing to outer space.
Should we start with your recent discovery, BC,
Yeah,
of high-end auctions on Goldin, Goldin.co?
I would love to, but I want to go back to something that I just said, and I think I might have confused myself. Uh, You buckle a seatbelt to go to outer space, or is that an outer space belt?
This is good. I mean, I think you're still in a seat.
So
Um,
it's a seat belt. I mean,
yeah.
you're strapped to a thing, so it's a seat belt.
You know, I
All right.
I could be wrong, but that it does seem like the kind of thing that would have been canonized in Solo as like buckle your seat belts, and you kind of are like, oh, I guess seat belts are that's a
Buckle
word.
your 1970 Ford seatbelt.
that's that's really all the cockpit should just have bench seats, and everyone's sliding around.
Click. Click
Um,
them into place.
But this isn't a Star Wars episode. This is a top Star Wars episode, BC.
Whoa, that's right. Yeah, we can't talk about canon on here. We've got to
No.
talk about the hobby. Speaking of the hobby, for all you hobby heads out there, I'm sure you're all big spenders, high rollers, just like me, as you can tell by my abode here. So I peruse the Golden Auction website every once in a while, and in this most recent time, I noticed something on their homepage that was of interest to Star Wars fans, and boy, oh boy, I tell you what, they got themselves a high ticket, high dollar Star Wars card right there on their homepage with their Michael Jordan shorts and shoes and their Tom Brady rookie cards. There's a one of one Darth Vader superfractor from 2022 Top Star Wars Chrome Galaxy.
Yeah, exciting stuff, BC. Bid up to $8,500. And as you alluded to, we are famously loaded as hell.
Oh
so,
boy, oh boy.
so we're always kind of looking at
So
cards in this price range to
yeah,
see.
we're always kind of like right in that like $8,000 to $10,000 range is where we land on individual trading cards in a
Uh
piece of plastic. Just for reference, something about this size, I'd say
huh.
$10,000 is a good deal for me. So, yeah, but I think of note that it's landed on the homepage. It's prominently featured. I probably, as much as I have admitted to being a high roller in the last 30 seconds, I probably will not be bidding on this item. But there's like a week left, and it's at $8,500. PSA 9.
Yeah.
I just will throw this to you. What are your thoughts about that?
Uh, my thoughts are, I don't know. It seems like if I owned this card, I would be hoping to get that kind of payday from it. I don't know that I would have expected $9,000.
Right.
But it just kind of depends because obviously there are a few people out there who seem to be willing to pay this
Yeah.
amount for super high-end Star Wars cards, which is essentially Chrome Galaxy at this point. Chrome Galaxy Superfractors. It's a good-looking Superfractor, BC.
A very nice, lots of gold in the background. I did forget when I was looking at the picture of this card that these do have the borders on there.
Yeah.
I was like, why does it seem like it's not snug to the frame? I'm like, oh, because they have borders on them.
Yeah.
Not that we're salty about that.
VC, I am salty about it, but I did just a recent pickup. I do
Oh,
the red borders do look really nice. This is
oh,
my
that's nice on
high
the B
end
and W.
pickup over here.
Yeah, did probably like $10,000 on that one.
Yeah, that was 10
Yeah.
10 thou. But
Mm-hmm.
no, I don't like the borders, but the red and purple parallels look nice.
Yeah.
Although I don't think they did. I shouldn't talk about things I don't know about. Um,
But
anyway,
who cares? It's the internet, man. You can say whatever you want.
the big question.
Doesn't matter anymore, it doesn't matter.
Well, in that
You
case,
just
I'm gonna make up that this Darth Vader Superfractor. I'm predicting it's gonna go for $12,700, BC.
Not a penny more than 15.5.
The
I'm
question
saying.
is, will it sell for more than the Kurosawa
Oh, the
from
Kurosawa
Galaxy
Superfractor, the greatest Star
2021?
Wars card of all time. It's a cool card. I mean, they're cool cards. Admittedly, I would love to have any of them in my collection, but mostly so I could sell them, so I could have the money
So you
that
could
people
buy more
value them at.
cards.
So I could buy like a thousand of cards that that I really want.
Let me do the math right now. About 20 PlayStation 5s.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so I think it's worth monitoring just to see where this kind of ends up. It's an intriguing thing that I saw. It did lead me down I would say, a more interesting rabbit hole, which is just punching in Star Wars into the Goldin search bar, and some of the goodies that are in there that aren't uh, going for $8,500. There's a lot of other PSA stuff in there. They've got a cassette of the original Star Wars. Someone is selling the entire 1977 set in a PSA 9,
Wow.
which is 330 cards as PSA 9 mint, which I think is also pretty interesting to see what
Yeah,
happens with that, because that's
that's wild.
330 PSA cards that would be shipped to you as a
Yeah,
9.
and also a 9 on these original Star Wars cards.
It's
That's
very
incredible.
difficult.
I mean,
Yeah.
would you rather, BC? We're gonna do a segment a little bit
Oh, yeah.
later, a this or
Well,
that
do you want to
segment.
tease it? You want to tease it in
Yeah,
this?
yeah. We'll have
Yeah.
a video coming out shortly where we pick what card we would rather have. But would you rather have a PSA set at a 9, or one card we'll showcase later is listed on eBay for $99,000? It's a Carrie Fisher autograph. Would you rather have
I'm
the
gonna
Carrie Fisher auto or?
I think this one's a slam dunkerino for me. I'm going to go with an entire set of PSA 9s. My only problem is going to be, what do I do with 330 PSA 9s, and how can I properly display? Like, can I get them all on this wall? Like, tile
Oh,
my wall with PSA 9 Star Wars
I
cards?
think what you do is you tile your shower with
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
PSA
yeah.
cards. That'll be good.
And
Be good
don't
stuff.
even enclose it in like a plexi or anything.
No,
Just
no.
trust that the encased holder there is going to withstand
The
the
PSA
shower.
slabs aren't messing
Hmm.
around, BC.
No.
The prices quickly fall, at least to where current
Yes.
bids are after that
Yeah,
point.
they do.
And you were pointing out to me, there's some cards on here that like if you're looking for a specific card and it's not on eBay, it might be hiding over here, BC.
It may be. There's one specifically that if you listen to our last episode, and even if you checked out, yeah, our last uh weirdo card. What do we call that
I
video?
think I just said weird Star Wars cards.
Weird. If you love weird Star Wars cards, don't try to outbid me on this one. It's a horrified Luke sees his family killed as a PSA 7. It's like a $20 card, but it's on Golden auction, so I'm thinking about throwing out a bid on the Golden auction for that.
Yeah, I'm trying to find
Um,
it, BC. You said it's bid up to like $8 right now.
there are two
Oh,
bids,
here it is.
totaling in the amount of $8 at the moment.
This is a
It
dream.
ends, in like what, 10 hours or something like that.
Yeah, I'll try to keep this video
Yeah,
offline
keep it
until
on the
that point.
deal. I don't want any of you snipers out there coming after me. Yeah, the other one I thought was of note is the PSA 4
I'm on that one
of
right
the
now.
206.
Yeah. Which I don't know what's wrong with this card that it got a
I
PSA
don't
4.
like. I'm almost more intrigued that it has such a low grade. Like, what is wrong with the
It
card?
looks like
You
there
know what I mean?
is the corners are probably the issue. This top right corner looks a little soft, and let me tell you, BC, I think I've said of course it makes sense. Everybody knows this, but I've gotten some PSA 9s and some PSA 8s recently. Those PSA 8s and 9s are really nice cards. I will trust a PSA 9 over like an SGC 9.5 at this point, I think.
It's also, if you're just looking at them, kind of hard to tell the difference, except for the number that's listed above it.
Yeah,
You know what I
9 and
mean?
10 is not much difference.
Yeah. So I for my like personal like sports card collection of like, hey, I'm gonna get all the cards from my childhood of the player that I like. I'll take an 8 on
Yeah.
those just because like I like having them encased, and it's just like they're super cheap. If it's a card I like more, I'll see if there's a 9 and it's like a few bucks more, you know.
Yeah.
But if I'm not looking at like, hey, I've got to turn a profit on this, like just get an 8 or a 9. They're really nice cards. And I kind of like got hooked on PSA after like I held some that my dad had submitted himself because he's got like vintage baseball cards. He's like, here,
Yes.
take a look at these. And it's like, oh, Mickey Mantle in this hard plastic case. That's amazing. You know, Willie Mays. These are great. I was like, I want to have cards in these cases. So, I mean, I get it. And it wasn't super about the grade, but for high end stuff, you know, you want to see that tin, you want to see them dollar bills just coming off that label, baby.
I do love. I mean, obviously, you know, I'm a little bit of a number freak. I like
Yes, you are.
maybe my favorite kind of card in the world, BC, is a PSA 10 of an Omega of 10. A
Uh-huh.
10 10 10. That's good for me. But yeah,
All the
I've got,
tens.
if I have a PSA 8 of a card, as I do of a couple of Topps finest, those original
Mhm.
Golden Refractors, I never
Yeah.
need a 9 or a 10. I never need another one of those cards ever. I'm set. I'm happy.
Yeah. Personal preference, but yeah, I mean, like eights, nines. I mean, even heck, even a 7 on a card from
If it's a paper
1977.
card, yeah.
I'm happy with. Like even on my dad's vintage baseballs, like it's a PSA 5, but I'm like, it's a card from the 60s. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, I'll take it. You know, it's not gonna be the value of a PSA 10, but how many of those are actually out there after 60 years? Not a lot.
Uh,
Not that many.
I'll tell you what, though, if you want to pop one card, it might be this PSA 4 Blue Mando. I don't think there's another 4 graded Topps
Like
206 out there.
I'm doing like the little, the
Yeah, check out that
magnifying
top
glass
right
on it.
corner. The top right corner of the front.
I mean, it's a little soft, but I don't think it kills the
It's a
grade that
4.
much.
PSA is
What's on the
brutal.
back? Is it like peeling on the back? Like there's got
Uh,
to be like did
I
someone
don't. I think PSA though does grade to population a little bit, meaning that if it's a brand new card from a brand new set that's printed on modern, printing presses, I think they're really harsh on.
Mm,
But I mean, like you said, BC, I don't see anything much different about. My other big pickup is this
yeah.
Jawa PSA 10 from the same set. Very excited to have this. This is the Jawa in the orange border is my favorite card from the whole set. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's a 10, so it's a good looking card, but again, it doesn't look any different to me than this Mando Save That One
I
Corner.
I don't know, man. It's weird. It caught my eye mostly because it said PSA 4 and it was on Golden Auction. I was like, all right. I mean, it seems like you could just
You could buy a raw
sell that
card and
to
assume
yeah,
that it's a 7 at
yeah,
least.
yeah. So I don't know. Interesting to kind of go through there. There's some sapphire cards
There's a
on
Jar
there.
Jar Binks game card, 1999 Decipher Star Wars Young Jedi sample deck
Can't
Jar Jar, graded at a
can't believe
PSA
I
8.
can't believe I missed that one.
Oh,
Um,
don't worry, you still got 10 hours and 6 minutes.
thank goodness. But it just is like a weird alternative to see if there's anything you like out there. Check those out. They've got some of the throwback Thursday cards already up there. But yeah, just an alternative source to maybe find some slabbed Star Wars cards if that's your thing.
Yeah, nice work there, BC. Uh, well, we should talk about Star Wars news in general a little bit.
Star
BC,
Wars news.
we last night opened some Obi-Wan Kenobi pre-order.
Ooh. And have you put the aloe vera on your fingers after pulling all that
Oh,
fire?
let me tell you, these fingers are gonna be burned for a long time. I
Ow.
hope I'm not booked to play any music gigs suddenly because my fingies they're hurting.
You can just play with your toes.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Um,
uh,
no, my fingers are
yeah.
fine.
No, yeah. Okay, good. All right, you good. I'm happy to hear that.
I'm looking at. I just pulled up a random eBay listing for a sealed box of this pre-order. This one's currently listed at $119 for this pre-order box.
No,
Don't pay
no,
that
no, no,
much.
no,
Don't pay that
no,
much
no,
for
no,
this
no, no,
product. Uh,
Yeah, a lot of I'd say confusion, frustration, disappointment all around that I'm just as a feeling that I'm getting based off of this particular
Not
product.
from us, BC. We knew
No,
what
no,
we were
no,
getting
not.
into with
Oh
this.
no,
I think.
we're fully prepared for what Tops is going to do to us every single time. We know what's going to happen. We have you know we have no wild ideas about what we're getting ourselves into anytime we crack a hobby box. Um, However, I will say Tops generally did mislead the public on the pre-orders by saying that there were two tens.
Yes, this is, and if you want proof, I did not save a screenshot, but there we scroll by it in an older video where it says there are
We
two
talked about it. We
tens.
read. I was like, they're gaslighting me if they're like, we never said two tens. I'm like, I read it with my eyes. I saw it. We talked about it.
Yeah.
It said two tens
Yes.
on the pre-order
Yeah.
for $65, but didn't say how many cards. It didn't say how many packs. It just said two tens,
Which is why we
$65.
remembered it, because it's like,
Yeah,
okay, at least I'm
well,
getting
two
two
tens.
tens out of the
Yeah,
deal.
there are not two tens. There were never two tens. This is insane. It's a crazy thing. It's super annoying. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like if it's just an error where someone hit a 2 instead of a 1, they really messed up, but like I get it because this is down the line what these like the Book of Boba Fett was released on Tops.com at $65.
Uh-huh.
This is released, it's the same configuration. It's eight packs or 7 packs, 8 cards, whatever it is.
Yeah, 7
Flip the
packs, 8
numbers.
cards. Yeah.
7 packs, 8 cards per pack, one hit, and then that's basta. Bob's your uncle. That's what you got for $65. However, saying two tens is like, oh, maybe they're doing something different. No, they're not. It's just a typo. Tops doesn't care. They're like, whatever, here's your 10, $65. The fact that people are trying to charge more than $65 for this is mind-boggling. Don't do it. Buyer beware. Pew, pew, pew. Do not buy this for more than $65.
Yeah.
Here's a BC prediction for you right now. These are going to go down to about $45, just like the Book of Boba Fett, if you just want to wait and get them. Or if you want to go out and buy 3 blasters for $60, you're going to get 3 times the amount of cards. So,
Yeah.
do whatever you want.
I would prefer that, BC. The only thing that would make this a higher value versus the other hobby boxes that are available now, I think, or will be soon, is that they also mentioned exclusive to this pre-order some metal cards of Vader and the Inquisitorius. I haven't seen any of those surface yet. It could be that we start to see those pop up, but I have not seen one yet. And you're not going to pull one of those unless you buy a million of these things. And you're not going to. So I got no numbered parallels.
Nope.
I got some blue and purple parallels.
Yep.
And I got an autograph of the Fourth Sister, which is a decent autograph in the autograph selection. I was excited to pull that. But yeah, I mean, $65 is definitely better than paying 110 or whatever Book of Boba Fett was. But yeah, BC, you don't want to pay $120.
No.
You don't want to
No,
pay
no,
$100
no.
for this. You want to wait
Well,
on this for a little while.
and here's the
There's a
deal.
lot of it.
You can go to Tops.com right now and buy them for $65.
Oh yeah, just
I
a
mean,
regular
they're
hobby box now.
just with a clear picture of the tin that you will receive, no misleading imagery.
Is it the same
That's
10?
it's the one you got. It's the one
Okay.
you opened. It's a picture of the actual one single tin you will receive for $65. But it is on the Tops website.
I'm trying to figure out what this mock-up is then that has Obi-Wan with the lightsaber that was on the pre-order page and is a different format of box. Because again, they shipped these almost immediately after that pre-order closed.
Yeah.
So like, what
Yeah.
is this box? I don't know what I'm looking at right now.
You're not the only one. No one knew what was happening. I don't think Tops knew what they were sending to people. Here's the thing. Just put what you're getting for $65. Don't say 2 tens. Say how many packs. It's one of the most frustrating things that they do. They'll say, you're getting a hobby box, but we're not going to tell you how many packs or how many cards. Just put it on there. Just say, you're getting this many packs for this many dollars. That
Yeah.
makes sense to me. It's
It
kind
would
of annoying
also,
that they didn't do that.
it would think that if you were running what is essentially a gambling business
Yeah.
at these prices, like
Mhm.
you would think you would want to be like, hey, we're being transparent about your odds because you know you're gonna get. But no, it's like you're walking into the Dollar Tree and getting one of those, a bag for a boy or a bag for a girl. Like it makes me feel like a dumbass.
um, eh, Speaking of the odds, never tell me the odds because they're not going to tell you the odds because the pack odds aren't listed on the packs, which is fantastic.
Yeah, you.
I love it. Just
Yeah, good stuff.
no transparency. I'm not mad. I'm not it's just annoying. Like I'm not mad about it because it's a big old paper product that they're printing to the moon.
Yeah.
It's a $20 blaster. This is primarily for children, if we can all remember that. Like this is not the high-end collector whatever. This is for the mass audience, as was the Kenobi show on Disney Plus. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like this is not a finest, this is not a chromium thing. This is just like, hey, here's some paper base cards, find you a set. Maybe you can get a set put together for you for less than, I don't know, $70. You could probably get a full base set of this for $15 here pretty soon if you just
Yeah.
want to buy a base set. But yeah, I mean, just don't fool yourself into thinking that you're gonna, get your retirement fund out of a box of Kenobi Star Wars trading
No.
cards.
Uh,
This is not the product.
I like the image selection. Like I said, the print quality looks a
Mhm.
lot better in person than it did on videos I had seen. I think these cards will look cool in a binder.
For as much as I did not fall in love with the Kenobi series, the
Mhm.
images that they selected for the cards, I think, do look really good. So for the moments of the show, you're like, oh yeah, I did like that episode. There are cool cards out there. Would be worth finding parallels. The one of what was it? The Obi and Anakin with their blue lightsabers in a blue parallel, which should be
All
readily
over the
available,
place, yeah.
would be like a cool one to get because it's like a blue in almost every pack or a purple in every few packs, I
Yeah,
guess,
the
would be
blue is
kind
the
of the
most
breakdown.
common, which I
Yeah.
appreciate because yeah, I think you're going to be able to get a blue parallel set of these for $30 or something, which would be kind of
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, here's there's a lot of cool images of Ewan McGregor, it being the Obi-Wan reaction shot TV show. There are a lot of good faces of him that would look good in a blue parallel.
I mean, classic Kenobi lightsaber poses,
Yep.
fingies pointing out, side shots of a lightsaber over the head, just the standard things you'd expect.
Yeah, good stuff. Um, So yeah, I want to shout out BC to GI History Handbook, who
Oh, yeah.
is more knowledgeable than I am about many of these things. It has also been laying out kind of the odds for some of these products in our comments. But yeah, there's a reason
Hey,
they're not
GI,
printing the pack odds.
GI, you can tell us the odds. That's
Yes,
okay. Yeah.
GI History Handbook is allowed to
Yeah.
tell us the
Yeah.
odds. But yeah, I would love to see the pack odds on this because I'm sure it would reveal they printed 10 million
A,
like
a,
boxes of
a
this.
bajillion copies of these cards. Just an actual bajillion is the number.
Because again,
But
to
like,
get no numbered card out of 7 packs of
it's
this,
kind of wild because there's 100 card base set, multiple inserts, and no parallels in a hobby box.
yeah. So those parallels are well hidden in the haystack of Kenobi cards that are out there.
I I'm almost positive it was the same with Book of Boba Fett, where there was no guaranteed parallel.
Yes.
Even when we did the Mandalorian Beskar Chrome
Yes.
Edition, you were going to get one per box. I think was kind of how
Yeah.
that felt because they printed a buttload of that stuff too. And I don't think anyone was watching the chopping press whenever they were cutting those sheets of cards
No, no,
because
no. Those are rough.
those were bad news.
But BC, what has begun to show up online that's a little bit more exciting to me is the we didn't love the 2023 Topps Chrome Star Wars set, but the
No.
blasters are hitting the market, and those have blaster exclusive wave parallels,
The
unnumbered,
wave
but they're
parallels are
cool.
cooler than the number
Yeah,
parallels. They
yeah.
look cooler.
They did this with Topps Finest, where like a few of the cards had a
Yeah.
wave parallel for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. I love the waves in this, and it's gonna be fun to open those boxes for that reason.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to those. Those blasters, are those blasters out
I
yet
have
in the world?
seen images of them, I think, but they may
Maybe,
not be on
maybe.
shelves yet. Let me see if I
Okay.
can find a blaster
I've got it.
just
I've got it on Steel
on
City
eBay.
Collectibles. You could
Here's a
buy a
blaster on
blaster.
eBay. Yeah.
Okay.
And so they are in some people's hands by now. And it's a good looking blaster PC. It's got our boy Andor on it.
Andor, that's right. But here, all this to say, we're still waiting for the Andor series
That's right.
$65 10 7-pack 8-card variations because we're gonna buy so many of those tens.
That's right.
Can't even believe it.
I'm just gonna have a shelf full of Andor tins.
Yeah.
But BC, I'm looking at these wave parallels. It's awesome. I just put in 2023 Star Wars Chrome Wave into eBay. The first one that pops up is you got the Mandalorian. You got Luke down here, Cal Kestis, Kanan, Riva, someone whose name I cannot remember. But anyway, the point is these are a nice little thing to pull out of your blaster, your retail blaster box. I think it makes that hunt a lot more fun.
It's, I think, cooler than a manufactured hit that you would get out of a Chrome blaster box.
Yeah, I would agree. I'd like to get a couple of these versus a patch card.
Yeah.
And also, it's nice to know that any of those packs might have a goodie in there.
That's
And
right.
it's also cooler than getting no numbered cards in a hobby box.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely cooler than that. Also, I just piggybacking off of the Topps Chrome thing that you brought to my attention. The base autographs, they just put a sticker on a regular base card.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, this is correct. If I look up 2023 Star Wars Chrome autograph,
But there has to be something that says this you've received an authentic autograph, right?
I don't think so. We're checking that. Nope. They are just a sticker applied, which you know what I would guarantee is going to result in at least a few counterfeits floating around out
Like,
there.
it doesn't say anything on the back of the card.
No, I'm
Like,
looking. Unless this indeed is a counterfeit, here I am looking at a Leia Organa
oh
autograph from Topps
man.
Chrome. The 10-year-old Princess Leia Organa of Alderaan has had an adventurous spirit and a tendency to bend the rules. Blah 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 blah. Oh wait. You're right, BC. There is in small print here. The signature of Vivian Lyra Blair on this card is from the Topps Autograph Archive. So I'm a liar. I apologize.
Well,
But I
it's
don't
not that you're a
understand
liar,
why they
but
didn't change anything on the front of the card.
like, at least, white it out so the autograph pops a little bit more where you place the sticky.
Right.
That's a classic move.
It is the exact same base image, though. I can't find it. I can only find green parallels of the. Oh, here's a clean one. I am on the screen now comparing an autograph to the non-autograph card. And yeah, the only difference is the sticker and then the tiny little note at the bottom of the card that says the signature. So make sure you're getting that on the back of your eBay listing if you're buying one of these signatures.
It's not the best set, but I would be interested in the blasters just because of the wave parallels.
Give me
I
a
think that's where I land
blaster.
on those. Yeah.
I got a blaster, or sorry, a hobby box break spot for Luthen for $1. I bid $1 on it. I won it, and I watched a case of this be ripped, and it's one of those things where it's just like painful, where it's like, oh, the case hit was a Sam Whittier Darth Maul numbered to 99. And maybe there was a low numbered like Manga Madness or something. But There are a lot of cards in this set. I don't think I have a single. I don't think I even have a base Luthen coming to me out of like 8 boxes. I didn't see one.
You gotta have a
There's got to
base
be one in
Luthen
there,
coming.
but I definitely
There's
don't
at
have
least
a refractor Luthen.
there's at least one Luthen coming to you for sure. Well, at least it was only 99 cents, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
What are the prices on these boxes, dude? I'm curious. The hobby of the chromes. Let's go. Let me just take a sneak peek at that. 150 probably.
Here's
150.
one 125. Buy it now with $7 shipping.
Okay.
I think these are going to come down
146.
more.
They have, yeah. I think they have to. Before I think this is something where they printed a bunch of them, and they're gonna be sitting on shelves for a long time and eventually collecting dust, and then they're gonna go. Does anybody just want these?
Does
Anybody
anybody
just want to have these? Does
anybody
anybody
want
just
to
want to?
please take these out of our
Anybody just want
storeroom?
to? This is taking up space at this point. Anybody just want these? Yeah, I don't know.
I can't wait to find it. BC, I don't care what it is. It can be my least favorite Star Wars product. I just want to see something on a shelf out here, BC. That's all. That's
Yeah,
all. My wife and
I
I
get
want
it.
to walk into Target and be like, "Oh, cool! We can open cards with dinner
You want to
tonight."
grab a blaster? Yeah,
And when I say open
yeah.
cards with dinner, what we like to do is eat pizza because then you can shuffle through the cards so fast with that pizza grease.
It really makes sorting a treat.
Yeah, a good time. Is there
Hmm.
any other product out right now, BC, that we should cover?
Nothing that is that we haven't already discussed. At this point, we're in June, so this is the month of the Return of the Jedi Sapphire that will be delivered to us. Hopefully, shortly after that release day, if we are to stay with the current trends of tops and their pre-orders on their website. Seems like they are getting them out pretty quickly to you.
Yep.
You and I are, we're both just out of our minds excited about the fact that we spent a lot of money on those boxes, and we got those coming our way. But yeah, no other announcements so far. So we've had a flurry of activity in recent weeks with these two products. Um, we're just waiting on the edge of our seat until they announce the Andor set or
Yeah.
whatever else they might be announcing. Um, you know,
Give it
this
to us,
coming year.
please.
Yes,
Uh,
please.
I did want to say right quick, there is some sort of deal going on for PSA members for Star Wars cards,
Oh yes, yes, yes.
which was exciting to see ads for PSA being like, "We like Star Wars cards."
Mm-hmm.
I believe this is having an effect on the market,
Mm,
as you will see a lot of cards being bought up to then be graded right now.
mm,
So I don't know, just be aware that that's a thing that's happening. I'm selling a few cards right now because I bought some cards, one of which I
mm.
showed off earlier, or two of which I showed off earlier. I spent too much money on cards, BC. Go figure. So I am
Oh.
selling some to cover my butt.
Mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
I think it's a pretty decent time to sell some cards because again, I think people are looking to have big PSA submissions and then try to flip them around. So maybe sell some raw cards if you got to sell them now. And then look forward, if you're a slab person, look forward to there being a lot of 8 and 9s to purchase here in a little
Mm-hmm. There's going to be plenty of 8s and 9s coming out from disappointed submitters who are hoping that those PSA 10s would just be raining down on them,
while.
and
Yeah.
they could make buku dollars and give Kin Golden a cut of their auction. But yeah,
I want to ask a question to the audience. If anyone stuck around this long, thank you. One.
thanks.
Two, do you
Yeah.
collect base refractors and PSA 10s? Because those prices are just, they're very high to me. So there must be a lot of
Mm,
people that are collecting base refractors from Chrome Galaxy
mm,
1 and 2, and they want a
mhm.
complete set of base refractors. So if you're out there and that's what you love, let us know why you love it in the comments. I'm not saying it's not cool. I'm just saying it's always surprising to me to be like, wow, that refractor
That
10
base
just
refractor
sold
sold
for
for
$80. You could
a lot of
get
money.
a 9 of, and of 50 for that price or whatever. Yeah, it's a blossoming market. I'm just wondering if it's people who love Star Wars cards or if it's quote unquote investors who are like, I'm gonna put back a whole set of PSA 10s and then I'll be on Goldin auctions in 20 years.
Yeah. Well, I'm legitimately interested to see where that set of PSA 9s from 1977
Yeah.
ends up. I would reckon it's going to be more than the Darth Vader. I just have a feeling, but I don't. I
Yeah.
mean, I've been wrong before, but for 330 times the amount of cards that you're getting for one superfractor, it seems like it's more valuable to me.
Yeah, and just the Luke alone in a PSA 9.
PSA 9, the chunk of change.
Yeah. That's a nice card.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks, BC. Thanks, everybody out there listening. We're the Cargo Bay at the Cargo Bay Pod on all the socials. We're about to do a video that'll be about would you rather have this card or that card?
So be sure to check that out.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, follow if you want all the Cargo Bay news. Send us an email. You can find it somewhere probably. Or comment below.
Yeah, I actually checked the email now, so that's exciting. But yeah, thanks again. Bye forever until next time.